Hey everybody, Justin Vieira here, Keller Williams Realty, Sacramento. Hey, one of the top conversations I have, aside from how's the market, is what are some of the mistakes that people are making out there, or people want to know what mistakes actually probably not to make in the market. And so we thought it would be fun to bring to you the top 5 mistakes to avoid when buying a home. So let's jump in quick and check those out. So number 5, we have not being active in your home search. So, when you're in the market right now, even over the last few years, it's really, really important to, as a buyer, be active in your home search. As an agent, I can set you up with a lot of tools, auto searches, be networking, with other agents and really looking for that home with you in mind. But of course, more eyes, the better. And now the way that real estate's gone with the internet age and what have you, real estate's starting to tend to move more in real time. So you see homes selling in a week or a few days or maybe in a few hours. And if we're all not sort of looking at the same time, then we might miss an opportunity. And I think that it's also really helpful to be super serious and super active in your home search there. So that's number 5. Number 4, working with an under or unqualified loan officer. Now, the big thing to take away here in terms of your financing or your home purchase is that, ultimately we're going to make a team of 3 when we're looking for a home for you. So number 1, the buyer or buyers. Number 2, the agent that's going to help you identify the home. And then 3 is the lender. Now, I hear all the time from my clients, I have a great relationship with my bank. I work at, I've been with Bank of America for a million years or what have you. And that's great. And it might seem easy, but if you don't have a really good relationship with the specific person that's going to be working on your loan, you're not sure if they're just new to the job over at Bank of America or not to rag on Bank of America or just, wherever it might be. And so, it's really important to get a high quality referral or, lean on a relationship that you have where you can really understand, who that person is going to be giving that valuable advice. Because if for some reason you have, just an average loan officer, you're going to have an average or below average experience in your home purchase. So you might have delays in escrow. You might not be getting the best products or pricing and those things. So really, really important to have a high quality lender so that your team is, as strong as it could be. Number 3. All right. Number 3 is not understanding the market, and then we should have conditions here. So, it's really important to understand the market conditions again, because it just happens so fast these days. Home can go on the market and off the market, or, one neighborhood can be more desirable than another neighborhood, and how you write the offer for that can be different. So you really need to have a good understanding of not only just broad market conditions, but micro market conditions, because they can be slightly different. I think part of this is just trying to self-educate a little bit. Sometimes people want to overgeneralize information that they might hear on the national media and things like that. So it's really important to be working with that qualified agent, getting resources like blogs or websites or directly from the agent or what have you to get the very best and specific information. And then as a buyer, I think listening to quality advice, super, super important. Okay, getting close to number 1, our top mistake to avoid. So let's check out number 2. Number 2 is we have pre-approved, but really what this is sort of procrastinating the pre-approval process or not getting pre-approved in time so that maybe you identify the home that you're really in love with, but you kind of drug your feet a little bit to get pre-approved, and now here we are backpedaling, trying to scramble to get that pre-approval, understand what your financing is, and meanwhile, the time's ticking on this listing that's really hot that everybody else really wants, and offers are coming in, and we're coming in really late to the party. So it's super important to take the time that you have when you're just kind of cultivating the initial ideas about what a home might look to you, and get the pre-approval process done and get it out of the way, because you can always go back and refresh it quite easily And I always find that it helps actually make your home search so much easier because, you might have an idea of what a home might look like for you, but I find that the rubber really hits the road when we start talking about what does it cost, not only to acquire the home, but what's the monthly carrying cost or the mortgage or what have you. And so having that budget, even if you're 6 months out, I think it's super helpful, and then you can always go back and refresh it with your loan officer. You might have some concerns about how that might affect your credit, and you'll be surprised that it's pretty minimal, pulling your credit and then doing it again in 6 months. So unless you're really on the edge of a credit score threshold for maybe pricing or just qualifying in general, I think it's super valuable to get the pre-approval process done, out of the way, get that information, and sort of clarify that big question mark in your process. So that's the number 2 reason. And that leaves us with the number 1 reason to avoid when buying a home, mistake to avoid when buying a home. And that would be skipping the consultation. Yes, there is a consultation when you're working with a qualified agent. It's really, really important to have a good understanding and foundation of the real estate process, not only in terms of how it works to look at homes, but what to expect when negotiating or what the process for inspecting. Real estate is such a dynamic process that you really need to have a good consultation so that you're not learning as you go. I often find that my clients that take the time to meet with me and go through the consultation, they have a much more successful process. It's enjoyable, and we're able to make it quite seamless for them. Now, I have to be honest and say sometimes this can be the mistake of the agent. Us as agents really need to take it on to sort of enforce that or hold our clients accountable to, the consultation, because, think about meeting with a dentist or a doctor or a financial planner or an attorney, something really, really important to you. You're hardly going to skip the initial consultation and jump right into surgery or, cut a check to your financial planner without understanding the basics. And so unless you've bought a number of homes over the course of, maybe 3 or 5 years, it's super, super important to get that consultation, get that education piece, and really be an informed and empowered home purchaser in today's market. So that's our top 5 mistakes. We hope that you got some value out of that. Please leave me some comments. What are your experiences out there in the past or present, maybe future, that you want to avoid, or problems that you had. I'd love to see some comments. I'd love to share some other tips or ideas that we have offline. I think we're going to link a packet for these mistakes to avoid, as well as our home buyer package that you can check out that we use for our consultation. So thanks for all your time. I really appreciate you. And again, if you would like, share, or subscribe to our page, we really appreciate it. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.